Recently, I've been doing a few things that have got me way out of my comfort zone with my sketching, with my art practices, you might say. Really, yeah, doing things I've never done before, which I guess that's what going out of your comfort zone is, isn't it? Doing new things, trying new things. So I thought I'd take you along on my adventures and show you what I've been up to. Welcome. This is Sketching the World, and I'm Kat, a writer and artist from Australia, but my dream is to sketch the world. So one of the first things I did that was a little bit scary and a little bit out there was using a much bigger sketchbook than I'm used to. If you saw my recent art haul video, yeah, that's from that. From Jackson's, it's the Fabriano Venezia, I'm Italian still, Venezia sketchbook. Great sketchbook, great drawing paper, but look at the size of this guy. I mean, it's not huge, but when you're out in public and sketching with a book like this, people notice you sketching. Like, you should have something a lot smaller, about that size. And I can sit in the corner quietly and, yeah, mostly avoid attention. I mean, you never fully avoid attention, but yeah, mostly with this. Except behind it. Nowhere to hide really though. So I've had a lot more people come up, talk to me, make comments on my sketches or whatever. And it's been kind of good. Like the first sketches I did, I'll show you if I can find the page. First sketches I did were at the museum. I put a few of those in my last video, and yeah, I had quite a few people comment about you sitting there sketching the dinosaurs, but it's kind of nice. One of the ladies who worked at the museum came up and asked if she could take some photos. They have a Facebook group, the museum employees apparently, and she wanted to put on that. And she was really lovely and just telling us about how you can book sessions to go and sketch the insects at the museum. So we want to look into that. That would just be so nice. I think, like, yeah, you get the room to yourself while you're sketching them, not just like you have to book to draw them. So yeah, I'll have to investigate that further. So yeah, having the big sketchbook at the museum, scary, but people are nice. So yeah, talking to people, that's out of my comfort zone. So next up, I went to the Melbourne Urban Sketchers meetup. This is really funny. I've been laughing about this for a while. I've been to meetups, urban sketching meetups in London, Singapore, Tokyo, New York, sort of in New York. I didn't really talk to anyone at the one in New York, but I've never been to my local urban sketching group. So this week they were meeting up. There's a new library opened next to the big market in the city, Queen Victoria Market, and that's where the meetup was. I'd been planning to go there anyway. And so, yeah, I went and met up with them, and it was fun. I got to draw this cool donut man. Also did this after the meetup. Some pictures. So yeah, then I went into the city, and this is the town hall. It was hard to sketch, but I got it in there. And yeah, then I was going to catch the tram, but the tram stopped running. The trams weren't running for some reason. I don't know. I think like usually it's because there's some protest on or something. So then I went to Cocoa Black, very famous chocolate shop in Melbourne, and I sketched this. I've still got to put it in the checkerboard floor. I haven't done that yet. So yeah, I wasn't like super happy with that sketch, but you know, what are you going to do when the trams aren't running? Have chocolate, do some sketching. That is a really good way to kill time. I'm heading to St Kilda, which is one of the bayside suburbs of Melbourne. I had actually planned to go for a week's break to Perth in Western Australia, and I had to cancel that because of issues I've been having with my health. But I figured I could still get a couple of days away, and what better place and what better weather for it, considering it's the middle of winter here. I used to live in St Kilda back in the 90s, and some parts of it have changed so much since then, and other places are still exactly the same. Anyway, let's get checked into my hotel so I can go out and do some sketching. So yeah, I might do more of a sketchbook tour for these later. But I want to talk about this again out of my comfort zone. And I've got some footage of me sketching this. Let's see.
I don't normally paint when I'm on location, but I really want to test out this little water container thing I bought in Japan. It's got the bottle and it's got the actual bucket bit that you put your paint water in, and you can sit that inside. I'm not going to do it with water in it because the water will go everywhere. And yeah, so it's a really handy little setup and hopefully it'll work well. I'm going to try painting this. Wish me luck. Oh, I've got my Fabriano sketchbook here. So, let's go painting. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is capture the white building, the white Luna Park against the blue sky with the vertical lines of the palm trees and everything. I started off just doing a rough sketch. I hope you can see it, the light's so bright. Rough sketch, putting in some of the main points. I'll keep working on that and put in the structure of the, what do you call it, the big dipper thing, and then add the paint. So that's step one. Okay, I've drawn in this much, but I'm thinking that maybe I would have been better off not putting in the support structures and adding them in later. I don't know, it's always one of those hard decisions you have to make when you're painting. I hope this page isn't in too much shadow and you can see some of the sketching that I've done so far. I might just start painting and see how I go. I've mixed up the blue now. It's a bit hard. It's really super windy today, and that's making, the lid of my paint even was going to blow away. I'm just chunking this down. I'm not being too careful about it because it's just too difficult with the wind blowing everything away. And because it's gouache, I can always go back over the top of it and put another layer in. These are my paints. This is my palette. I'm hoping it doesn't blow any further away like it tried to go flying across the park. So, you can see how windy it is by the way my hair's blowing around. I'm sitting here trying to get this painting done, but it's not ideal conditions. I guess that's urban sketching for you, but I will get at least the first layer done. Okay, I've got the first pass done. It's very rough. It's been very hard to paint here in the sun and the wind, but I'm going to let that dry for a little bit and then go in for, maybe add the palm trees in. And so that's stage 2. I've got this colour already in my palette, which is sort of I've mixed green and black together, so I might use that for the palm trees. I think that will work. Okay, I'm leaving this here. I hate to admit defeat, but it's just too windy. My paints keep blowing away. I'm pretty sure my water's going to blow away any minute now, and I'm finding it really hard. I'm sitting on a park bench with my sketchbook down beside me and sort of leaning over and sort of swiveling to the side and getting into this weird position. I'm not able to get really strong lines or anything. So I'm getting really frustrated. I think I might take a few photos and just finish this off later. I do like that I've got the white against the blue, which is what I wanted. I'd like to add some of those. You can see them, all the cheeky seagulls that are here. I'd like to add some of those into the painting as well. They keep swarming up and over my view, so add those in. But this is what I've got so far. Definitely looking forward to putting some texture into those palm trees with pencil.
I don't usually paint when I'm urban sketching. I use pencils, crayons, markers, a whole bunch of stuff, but not paints. I mean, I might use watercolour pencil or watercolour markers. This was full-on painting, gouache painting, and I had some issues with this, as you will see. This used to be the coolest pub in Melbourne. I mean, it still looks pretty cool, but it's sort of a bit too nice now. Your feet don't stick to the floor, the place doesn't smell, and yeah, it's just kind of not the same. But anyway, I came here to check out all the renovations and managed to grab a seat right in the window where I could look out over the beach and get some sketching done while I ate my lunch. Eating and sketching seems to be the overall theme here. I wanted to spend the next day doing more sketching, but I woke up with the dreadful cold. I've still got it, you can hear how bad my voice is. So I decided to just get an Uber straight home, unfortunately. But it was a lovely stay in St Kilda. I'll have to go back there sketching soon. Okay, this is the not full sketchbook tour. I haven't finished this sketchbook in like a week. That would be pretty incredible. I had a full sketch, what I've been up to on my sketching adventures, tour of my sketchbook. So let's get started. I've shown these first few a few times of the T-Rex at the museum. And this guy, I love drawing people looking at things. Again, this is the full T-Rex skeleton. I think I showed that in my last video and I've shown it already in this one. I used that stick I bought in my whole video last week, the graphite stick that's got a little bit of watercolour in it, to sort of put these people back in the darkness. So next up, yeah, this was the sketch I did. I'm really bad at stamping. This is my Urban Sketches Melbourne stamp that I boiled there and there. But yeah, I did this with the Urban Sketches group. I can't believe, I thought I'd get a few sketches done, but I only got this one. This is the donut van, in case you can't read, American Donut Kitchen. And yeah, maybe because of the bigger size sketchbook, or maybe because of I don't know what, but yeah, took the whole 2 hours just getting this done. And I used the Pentel ink brush pen with this as well as colour pencil. Fun. I have to admit, I hate donuts. Hate donuts so much. And I was sitting there and the smell, it was just making me feel sick sketching this. But I held out because I wanted to get the sketch done. Most people would probably love sitting here smelling these donuts, but I don't know. I've never met anyone else who doesn't love donuts, but I'm sure my tribe is out there. So after, the meet-up, get together, and we all took our group photos and everything, yeah, I went and wandered around a bit more of the market, took some photos that I'll use for references later on because there were some great things to photograph, and also sketched this because there was a handy seat across the way, so convenient. Yeah, this little stall with this man with his baguette coming out of his backpack. And yeah, I just showed this, talks about this. The town hall did this in neocolor. And then this one that I just talked about as well. This is done in coloured pencil. I'm not sure if I did the gouache there or did it later. I think I might have done the gouache later. Then this one, I was sitting having something to eat. And again, this is one where I put the gouache on later. And yeah, just all the people in the street Sunday afternoon, enjoying the sun. It was, I think, our first sunny day out of winter, so lots of people out and around the beach. Then the next day I went out for breakfast to this cafe that was across from, this is the hotel I was staying at. So this cafe I used to go to all the time. I used to live in this area in St Kilda in the 90s. I used to go to this cafe all the time, and I went back there for breakfast. It hasn't changed at all. It is still the same tables, the same bits and pieces on the tables. Even the menu prices don't seem to have changed since the 90s, so that's a win. Yeah. So yeah, then I went, lots of footage on this, and this is the finished picture that I tried to do in the wind. Oh, it was so hard. But yeah, finish it off later, and I'm really happy with this. I'm still not sure. I think I could have done these supports. Like, I sort of did half of these supports on location, like before the paint, and half of them after the paint. And it kind of works in a way because you're getting, yeah, them being the three-dimensional thing. But it might have been better to just do the supports last. Hard call. Then this, I don't think I filmed myself doing this. This is in neocolor, just a little bridge and then the beach on the other side. I am really bad at drawing dogs. But yeah, sweet picture. Then this one, whoa. Yeah, I kind of, again, I was having trouble. My biggest problem when I was doing this, I was painting in the gouache. And I didn't have any water. All my water had spilt when I did the one back here in the wind. And then what I had left, I tipped out without thinking, oh, I might need it again. So yeah, I went to do this. I didn't have any water in my little water jug. And both my water brush pens were running really low on water. So it was, yeah, a bit hard to do because of that. And I ended up using the ink brush because, yeah, it was the only thing I had that had anything liquid in it. I like how I've done the city behind everything. Probably could have done, I was getting a bit disappointed in how I was doing the people. These ones I like, they're probably my best people. And yeah, I was trying to draw this girl running and it sort of didn't. I think because I've got her legs both going the same way, I should have been having more going on there. Then this is looking out, this is the beach house. Last time I went to St Kilda, I went down and sketched this, but I didn't this time because I thought I'd have trouble walking along the pier. And it's really windy out there, like really windy out on the water. Then behind it is all the oil refinery that's over on the west side of the city. And then this one, I went to, there's a pub called the SB. I've got footage of that, you've probably seen already. And I went there and had some lunch. Expensive lunch. 3 croquettes and it was about $25. About the big. But yeah, so, it was, and a drink, just a soft drink as well. Yeah, this was looking out the window at the umbrellas and this tower. I think I got a bit too stuck on drawing things through windows because I've got this one, I've got this one, and that one all drawn looking through the window. It's kind of a good thing to do sometimes. I really hate here, this plant's inside and this is the window frame. And I feel like, yeah, I could have just left that basket out. Kind of is visually confusing how I've got it. But yeah. So the whole looking through the window, it's a good device to use, but it can get a bit tired. That's what I'm trying to say about this. And this stage is getting sick of drawing palm trees. St Kilda Beach is really famous for its palm trees, but yeah, they're not that fun to draw. It's really hard to draw a palm tree that doesn't look like the same way you would have drawn palm trees when you're about 10 years old. But you can't, it's not much between that and then doing just like a really detailed botanical study. Yeah, finding that spot in between is super difficult. So I sort of just went with the 10-year-old version of the palm trees. Then this was the final sketch I did. This is the Palais Theatre. I'm kind of thinking about doing a project where I go around and sketch a lot of old theatres around the city. There's some really nice ones in Melbourne, and this is one of them. I thought at the time I was just going overboard with that shadow, but I really like it. was a really bright day. And the bottom bit I didn't do because there was all construction here, so all this was covered. You know, I could have walked down to see what was going on, but my legs were getting really, really bad at that stage and I just wanted to rest. So I thought I might go online at some point and look up on Google Maps or something to see if there's a better, something that's got the image of the front doors and everything of the theatre. So that's what I did. And yeah, really, really did get out of my comfort zone, guys. And I'll definitely have to try painting in public again, get on top of that. So, thanks for watching again this week. Lots of sketchy adventures. Have you done something recently that's pushed you out of your sketching comfort zone? If you have, let me know in the comments. And you know, all that like, subscribe kind of stuff. And other than that, see you in the next video.